back to our lesson, and we left off in verses 27 to 30 regarding the responsibility of the Philippians regardless of Paul. And so we looked at their responsibility of being good citizens in Christ, citizens worthy of the gospel of Christ, whether coming to you and seeing you or being absent, I might hear things about you. And then the qualities of good citizenship. Stand, strive, and be fearless. And how do you know that you're fearless? Well, you have two indications. Not how do you know you are fearless, but what are the results? When we're fearless, it should indicate to the opposition their destruction, and to us, salvation, and this from God. So, salvation. It's like another assurance of salvation. If we're fearless of the opposition, it indicates salvation. For them, it should indicate destruction, that they want to terrify us. So, the reason for good citizenship in Christ, verses 29 and 30. Because for you it has been granted on behalf of Christ, not only to believe in him, but also to suffer on his behalf. It's given in two phases here. Believe, then suffer. How do you like that? Believe, then suffer. I'm not sure I'm going to buy into this Christianity thing. Well, there's commensurate reward. He says this is a gift. And I love the way this sentence is constructed. For you it's been granted on behalf of Christ. It's a gift. It's through God, through Christ, granting you to believe in him and to suffer on his behalf. The greatest privilege you will ever have is persecution. Their imitation of the plan in Paul, having the same conflict when you saw in me, which you saw in me, and now you hear in me. So, Paul has called on others to imitate him. Imitate me as I imitate Christ, 1 Corinthians 11, I believe. And here he said, observe me, my prison, my attitude, observe all this. What you see and what you hear, it's all a privilege. Imitate, imitate, imitate. So, now in chapter 2, we begin in the first 16 verses with a fervent call to unity and humility. Therefore, if there is any, and he's saying there is encouragement in Christ. If any solace from love. So love, knowing Christ and being in Christ should encourage us. Understanding love should give us solace, comfort in those difficult times. If there's any fellowship in the Spirit, and fellowship, I love this, it's fellowship with God and fellowship with others. If any affections and tender mercies, in other words, it's talking about all us together. If there's any of these things in existence in you, and in reality, all these things exist in abundance, then there's a call. It says, if there is any, fulfill my joy. He's already told them he rejoices in them. Now he's saying there's room for more joy. That you might think the same, having the same love, soul joined, thinking as one. You know, as you think about a church or a local body of believers, this is it right here. fulfill my joy, that you might think the same, having the same love, soul joined, thinking as one. As a group, you're so unified that you're